If you're watching this video, you're probably like me. I love the movie Cars and Cars 3. We're not going to talk about Cars 2, but if you like it, that's fine. I grew up with this movie. When Disney announced as an essential NASCAR movie, I was so excited. I love this movie. I still love this movie, and it makes me incredibly happy. But as an adult, I've taken a closer look at it, and there's some things that really are questionable with some of the decision making and officiating in this movie. So let's take a look and see why the Piston Cup may have been fraudulent. So everyone knows the original race in Cars. It's iconic. Some of the best racing in any movie ever, like NASCAR wise. Even better than I'd say Days of Thunder or Talladega Nights. It's awesome. But the beginning of this movie helps make it so iconic. But I've noticed a lot of very interesting things. You can see in this opening shot, everyone's racing pretty clean, including Lightning McQueen. I do wonder why he's in the back of the field, but he does eventually make his way up to Chick, who promptly wrecks him after getting past. And so that's the first problem that I have. Chick just blatantly spins out Lightning with no repercussions. It wasn't a right hook, but a left hook, straight into the inside grass. He's lucky he didn't hit the inside wall or anything, considering this is a off-brand version of Bristol. But nevertheless, everybody keeps going, including Lightning with no damage. So Chick sees that Lightning came away unscathed and just decides to wreck the first car that he sees, causing one of the biggest pileups that you could possibly imagine at Bristol. So I guess the officiating is just going to ignore that Chick took out not one car, but about 30 of them all at once. I mean, he caused 2 crashes within the span of basically a corner, and nothing was done. So luckily, Lightning makes it through this massive crash by jumping off cars and flying through the air and using pretty good wreck avoidance, if I'm being honest. But is this not just a little bit concerning, not even a little bit, by the officiating, that one of the 3 championship rivals that are all tied going into the last race has now purposely caused one of his championship rivals to spin into the inside wall, clearly on purpose, and B, caused a giant crash for no other reason than it appears to try to take out the championship rival that he just spun out. Am I crazy? No. Are they oblivious? Probably. I don't know. It's just odd to me that they just let this one slide. So nothing else really crazy happens until the last lap of the race, when Lightning McQueen has a 3/4 of a lap lead because he didn't take any tires at any of the pit stops. So he's coming around to take the checkered flag for the Piston Cup when he blows a tire because he has been on them for how many laps. And you would think that's not really a big deal. That stuff happens all the time, especially coming to the line for the Piston Cup. But you have to remember, these cars are living, breathing things. They are basically humans, and them crashing basically risks their life. Doc Hudson almost died because of his crash. So a giant pack of cars coming screaming at a large pile of debris seems a little unsafe. But clearly, the Piston Cup officiating has no regard for any life that is lost out here on the track, because they didn't do anything about Chick's basically almost trying to kill half the field earlier in the race. So here they all come to the line. There's McQueen with only 2 front tires, no rear tires, basically crawling to the finish line, and he uses his tongue to cause a 3-way tie for the championship. Now, you have a 3-way tie for the race win that ultimately determines a champion. Now, I don't believe this has ever happened in NASCAR before, but I believe the rules state that if this happens, the person that was ahead the previous lap would be scored ahead. Now, let's just say that is not true. Everybody ties. Yep, we have a 3-way tie for the lead. Who led the most laps? We are pretty sure that's McQueen, right? He dominated the second half of the race, but I don't remember how many laps that the King led to start. So let's just say it was McQueen, because he seemed to dominate the entire back half of the race. So that would put him effectively in the points lead. But let's say let's just say that doesn't exist in the Cars world. That's fine. If there's a tie for the championship, it comes down to race wins. And I don't believe that the King and Lightning have the same amount of wins, let alone Chick. They keep saying that Chick always finishes behind McQueen and the King. We didn't see him win a single race at all before this. And we're led to believe that he has the exact same amount of wins as the other two. I'm not buying it. And I'm not even believing that they have the same amount of wins. I believe Lightning has 5 wins over the course of the season. Surely Strip has more, right? Who knows? So, once again, let's just say that they are tied for wins. Then it comes with second place finishes. Second place finishes, who knows who has the most second place finishes? Hell, it might be Chick, because he always comes in second behind the King. So who knows? I mean, this was a final race at the track. It's literally just a marketing move to make more money. That is literally all this is, to make more money. And it's essentially what NASCAR ended up doing for their championship format. So let's just say NASCAR stole from cars. So, we made it to the final race, the tiebreaker race, the championship race. Winner gets the championship and that elusive Dynaco sponsorship. Now, the rules were never really particularly stated. They did say the winner gets the championship, I guess, but I guess bonus points aren't in effect, or leading lap points. There's no bonus points at all. It's just winner gets it, which is fine. That's what NASCAR does now, but even though this movie came out well before that championship format came to be, but whatever. Lightning starts off slow because he misses radiator springs. The gang shows up, and he's already a lap down because he was not focused and spun out, all sorts of things. So he finally gets his lap back, races up to Chick, who continues to race like a complete jerk, not valuing the life of any other car or being out there. So McQueen gets to the outside of Chick, and Chick promptly left hooks him again, causing him to spin, but he's prepared for it and drives backwards because he learned that from Mater and passes him in reverse, which I guess is legal. I guess I guess it's fine. Apparently, because cars can just drive backwards, whatever. But they decided not to throw a caution for a car spinning. I guess that was perfectly okay. They didn't throw one earlier when he spun out. But, there are 3 cars in this race. I applaud them for keeping it, naturally green. But if there's 3 cars, I feel like one spinning out should probably cause a caution. I don't know if David Hoots is sleeping back there or not. So Chick gets to Lightning's outside and just decides to ram him as hard as he can, blowing McQueen's right rear tire. So McQueen is now, down a tire. Chick once again took out another competitor for no reason, seemingly. But they threw a caution for debris this time. See, it doesn't make any sense. They didn't throw it on the last lap, like typical NASCAR, but no, we'll throw it for, the championship finale race because, we need the drama. Anyway, Lightning comes off pit road clearly behind the pace car and just accelerates past the pace car. So he is now on the lead lap, back in the race, when he clearly should have been penalized for passing the pace car and speeding off of pit road. Seriously, it wasn't even close. It wasn't close at all. Look, he literally speeds up, and the pace car, as he passes him, gives him a dirty look because, A, he wasn't ahead of him, he was behind him. And no one's going to do anything? Does the pace car not have any officiating power? Is there no one in the booth to see this? Is there no replay? What is happening? And shame on the commentary booth of Bob Cutlass and Daryl Cartrip for not calling out this clear violation. Regardless, McQueen makes it up to the pack and gets to the outside of Chicks, who blocks himself into the wall and then once again just bangs into both cars, causing everyone to basically crash. McQueen is once again crashing into the inside, but somehow saves it and passes both of them. So for the umpteenth time in this movie, Chick just decides to, hit as many cars as he can, but it doesn't work out for him. It never seems to actually work out for him in this movie. Once again, a blind eye from the officials in the booth. So, whatever, it looks like McQueen's gonna come around and take home the Piston Cup once again. But Chick, out of a fit of rage, once again, this guy has a lot of problems, just decides to left hook the King, who then barrel rolls down the front straightaway once again, just crashing another car, almost ending his life for absolutely no reason. McQueen sees this and decides that I guess he feels bad, doesn't want to win that way, and decides to stop right in front of the line, letting Chick pass him and win the championship, which he shouldn't, but we'll get to that in just a second. Anyway, McQueen turns around and decides to push the king across the line on the last lap, which is a grand gesture, very nice, the heart and soul of this movie. But technically, pushing on the last lap is illegal, which should disqualify both cars. Well, not disqualify, but they should be scored a lap down. But if you bring into the fact that Chick should be penalized as well for, almost ending the life of one of the greatest Piston Cup drivers of all time, nobody should win the championship. Honestly, who do you give it to? I mean, I guess they gave it to Chick because why not? We're fine with a little murder on the track. Anyway, they just go ahead and give the Piston Cup to Chicks. No one seems happy about it. They even just throw the Piston Cup at him very angrily. And then they hit him with confetti, and the media boos him like the Jeff Gluck of the Cars world boos him, which is not something that the media normally do, but they give it to him anyway. Why? Everyone sees that this is the wrong thing to do. It's clearly not right because Chick is literally trying to commit murder out on the racetrack, and they're just like, no, just take the cup. Take it. They could easily, they're making up the rules as they go, so why do they have to follow by the rule that, manslaughter is okay? Just give it to Strip or give it to McQueen. Like, who cares? It was obvious McQueen was going to get it. Just give it to him. This guy should be in jail for homicide. Like, I don't understand. They're just turning a blind eye. Literally, is that bank that sponsors Chick paying off the broadcast? Is that what's happening? Are they paying off the Piston Cup? Like, who knows? Where is Brian France behind the Piston Cup? What is the Cars version of Brian France? I have no idea. Who knows? There should be no reason on this earth or the Cars universe that a person or a car can get away with crashing everyone, no matter what, at literally every race, basically killing them and just giving him the championship. I don't understand. Everyone knows it's wrong, but they just go along with it anyway because, movie. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I could sit here and rant for another 10 minutes about how Chick Hicks is a fraudulent champion who was paid off by FTD Bank or whatever. There's a grand scheme here going on. I just know it. Something isn't right. And the Piston Cup officials need to be held accountable, and they need to obviously be fired. Now, I know this was probably, 15 years ago? 18 years ago? But if they're still in power, they should obviously be stripped from their power. They should be investigated. We need to have the Piston Cup split where they start a whole new series. Like, where's the SRX of the Cars universe? I'm very interested. I'm a little heated. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It was something a little different from me. Remember to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Love to have you join the channel, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.